Hello, my dear students. Welcome to the Canterbury School of English. In today's class, we will be covering Block-1 Unit-3 from pre-writing to paragraphs, essays, and reports. If you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, please make sure to do so. Don't forget to like, comment, and press the bell icon to receive notifications for future videos. Now let's dive into the lesson. Here in this chapter, we have to discuss some important concepts, just like what do you mean by pre-writing, what are the techniques of pre-writing, how to craft a strong paragraph, what do you mean by a good topic sentence, then what are the different types of paragraphs, then what is the difference between inductive reasoning and deductive reasoning, how to craft a definition, how to write a description, how to prepare an academic report, how to develop a descriptive essay, how to write an argumentative essay, its structure and key features. So these are the things that we have to discuss in this chapter. First of all, the first thing is what do you mean by pre-writing? How to develop the pre-writing skills. Pre-writing is essential for effective academic writing as it helps organize ideas and focus thoughts before drafting. So what do you mean by pre-writing? Pre-writing is like preparing your thoughts before you start writing. It helps you to organize your ideas so that your writing is clear and focused. There are several methods you can use to get ready for writing. The first method is talking over concepts. Second is researching. Third, brainstorming. Fourth, marking lists. Then mind mapping, free writing, and outlining. So, what do you mean by talking over concepts? That means discussing ideas aloud helps to uncover hidden thoughts. That means discuss your ideas with your friends or classmates. Talking helps you to see things from different angles and can lead to new ideas. That is called a talking over concept or talking over aloud. Then second one is researching. Broad research provides useful context and generate ideas. That means broad research means reading and gathering information gives you better understanding of your topic and helps you to give with a lot of confidence. And the third technique is brainstorming. So brainstorming means freely jot down your ideas without judgment to stimulate creativity. That means write down. Brainstorming means write down all the ideas that come to mind about your topic. Write down all the ideas that come to mind about your topic. Don't worry if they seem random or unorganized. This process will help you to think creatively. So, note down all the points that relate to your topic and point it down. That is what is called a brainstorming. And next one is marking lists. Marking lists means visualize connections between ideas using branching lines. Marking list means quickly note down all the points that you want to cover, then group similar ideas together or group down similar ideas together. This will help to create a structure of your writing. That is called marking lists. Then next one is mind mapping. Visualize connection between ideas using branching lines. For example, as we said, we already collect ideas and we mark it. So quickly note down, create a visual representation of the ideas and start with your main idea and the central idea and draw these ideas together. For example, we have to draw tree diagram. We have to prepare the advantages and disadvantages. We have to prepare merits and demerits of something. So in this way, we have to maintain an idea, whether it is, we have to maintain a connection between the ideas. That is called a mind mapping. And the next one is free writing. Free writing means Write quickly without stopping to reveal what you know. That means um, means you have to write non-stop about your topic. Don't worry about the grammar or spelling. Just to focus on getting your thoughts down on paper. This will help to discover what you already know. So free writing helps you know what you already know. Okay, you have to write it quickly, very fastly, without bothering about your grammar, without bothering about the ideas, etc. You just go through the content. That is what is called a free writing. Next one is outlining. Outlining is draft section heading and it's a list main points under each. That means you have to create a plan for your writing by organizing the main section, listing the points you want to include in each section, and this makes writing much easier. Okay, once more, outlining. What do you mean outlining means? You have to create a plan for your writing. Create a plan for your writing by organizing the main sentences and points, listing down the sub points that you want to include in each section. That is what is called the outline. So these are the things that we want to include in the pre-writing session. First of all, what do you mean by pre-writing? What are the different techniques that we included in pre-writing? Then, how pre-writing helps you? Pre-writing helps to organize the content and focus your topic. It includes all relevant information. Through pre-writing, you have to develop uh, all relevant information. And you have to choose the best approach through the pre-writing. And you have to express your idea from a fresh perspective. So these are the merits of a pre-writing. Next is crafting strong paragraph. Here in this session, we have to discuss about steps for crafting effective paragraph. So, what do you mean by paragraph? Paragraphs are the building blocks of longer pieces of writing. Whether you are writing an essay or report, story, or other document, effective paragraphs lend to coherence and reinforce your central theme. So, we have to discuss about the construction of paragraph. A strong paragraph starts with a topic sentence. A topic sentence. What do you mean by a topic sentence? Topic sentence is the first sentence of your paragraph. It introduces the main idea of the paragraph and it should be connected to the main point of your whole essay or the piece of writing. For example, if your essay is about the changes in shopping habits, your topic sentence could be something like online shopping has transformed British retail habits, or online shopping has changed how people in Britain shop. Okay, so this kind of starting sentences is initially introduced in your topic. Next one is the provide context. That is the next thing. Provide context. Here in this session, you have to explain the relevance of paragraph to the broad topic. That means, after your topic sentence, you have to give some background or explanation to show how this paragraph relates to overall topic. This helps your reader to understand why this paragraph is important. So, here in this session, you have to provide a background or explanation of your topic. And here in this session, we have to discuss about the topic sentence. So, how to write a topic sentence? What do you mean by a good topic sentence? A good topic sentence contains a chosen topic idea or a subject and a controlling idea. You have to make sure that your topic sentence is not too broad or not too narrow for the paragraph. You will need to summarize the paragraph's main point without getting into the details. So, your sentence is not at all broad or not at all narrow, and you have to summarize your paragraph main points without getting into the detail. That is what is called a good topic sentence. Please note it down. Possibly, it is a 2-mark question. And the next thing is you have to include supporting details. That means use evidence like chords, statistics, or examples to support your topic sentence. Here, um, you have to back up your topic sentence, use things like chords, statistics, or examples. You have to include data showing how many people in Britain now shop online compared to a few years ago, or what is the statistical ratio of a shopping scenario in Britain, example, etc. And next thing is analyze. Don't just list your evidence. Here, don't just list your evidence. Explain how it supports your topic sentence. Tell your reader why this evidence matters and how it strengthens your argument. So, here in the analyze session, you have to support your points and its significance. And in the last section, that is conclusion session or conclude, you have to wrap up your paragraph by summarizing the main points and linking it back to your topic sentences. This helps you to writing your focused and make sure the reader understand the main idea of the paragraph. So writing a paragraph includes, it starts with the topic sentence. Here in the topic sentence, you have to introduce your main idea, and it is considered as the overall thesis, overall content of your thesis. And the next thing is you have to provide a context. And here in this session, you have to give a background explanation to show how the paragraph, how the interrelated paragraphs are treated or related to the overall context. Then include the supporting details like a code, statistics, examples, illustrations, etc. to support your topic details. Then in the next session analysis, you have to give evidence supports and to your point and includes your significance to emphasize your significance of your topic. Then in the last section, where the conclusion section, you have to summarize the whole content and you have to focus on your topic and come back to the topic sentence. So these are the steps for crafting a effective paragraph. And the next thing is types of paragraphs. Next one is types of paragraphs. So there are different types of paragraphs like argument paragraph, classification paragraph, compare and contrast paragraph, definition paragraph, descriptive paragraph, expository paragraph, and illustrative paragraphs. So each paragraph has, or each type of paragraph has its own functions to perform. First one is argument paragraph. Here, in this type of paragraph, it states a position and support it with the facts, addressing counter arguments to strengthen credibility. That means, in this type of paragraph, you share your opinion on a topic and use facts to back it up. Or you share your opinion and use to back it up. Then you also mention opposing views and explain why your opinions is so stronger. This makes your argument more convincing. So here in this type of paragraph, you have to share your opinions and use facts to support your opinions. Then you mention the opposing views regarding this and explain why your opinion is more stronger than the opposing views. That is what is included in the argument paragraph. And the next one is classification paragraph. Here in this paragraph, we have to categorize items based on shared traits, then organizing complex information into coherent groups. That means in this type of paragraphs, group things that are similar in some way. It helps to organize information so that it is easier to understand by putting items into categories. So here in this type of paragraphs, we have to group things that are similar in some way. And it helps to organize information so that it is easier for us to understand by putting the item into categories. So the third one is compare and contrast a paragraph. Here in this type of paragraph, it highlights similarities and differences between subjects to clarify nuances. That means Here, you talk about how two or more things are similar and different, how they are entirely different. This helps you, your reader, to understand the details and difference between subjects. So, in order to understand the similarities and difference between two items, you have to use this kind of a compare and contrast paragraph. So, through this method, your reader can understand the details and differences between the subjects. And the next one is a definition paragraph. That means here, through this paragraph, to define the specialized terms with clear explanations and examples to ensure proper understanding. That means these kind of paragraphs are used to explain a specific term, a particular term, or a particular concept. And you define that term clearly and use examples to make sure the reader understand what it means. So through this definition paragraph, a specific term or a concept is explained, and you explain it so clearly with examples to make sure your reader to understand what it means. Then next one is descriptive paragraph. In this paragraph, it provides a vivid sensory details to create a clear mental image of the subject. That means this type of paragraph points a picture with the words, that is called a sensory details, a picture with the words. You describe a person or a place or a thing using details that helps the reader to imagine it clearly in their mind. So, vivid sensory details, expressions, and clear mental images are formed through these kind of descriptive paragraphs. So, usually in travelogues, we can see these kind of descriptive paragraphs. And next one is expository paragraph. Expository paragraph explain process or concepts step by step for clarity. And here it is expository paragraph explains how things work or provide step by step instructions to do some things. Here the goal is to make sure the reader to understand the process or the concept. So if you want to make some chemical formula, or if you want to make some kind of a compounds, you have to go through some kind of procedures and step by step, and you have to follow these kind of a step by step procedures. So in order to explain these kind of things, you have to use the expository paragraph. So expository paragraph explain how something works, or it provides a step-by-step instruction, and its goal is to make sure the reader to understand the process or concept. And the next one is illustrative paragraph. And here we use specific examples to explain and support the broader ideas. That means in an illustration means examples. Okay, in an illustrative paragraph you explain an idea by giving specific examples. These examples help you to make your point clearer and easier to understand. So through examples you have to make clearer and more understandable of a concept. That is what is called illustrative paragraph. This is a simple explanation of the types of paragraph. So these are the main types of paragraphs, and each one has a different purpose depending on what you are trying to say in your own writing. Next thing that we have to deal with is approaches in academic writing. There are two types of approaches in academic writing, inductive and deductive reasoning. These are the two approaches in academic writing. So, inductive reasoning. What do you mean by inductive reasoning? Inductive reasoning starts with observations or evidence and leads to a conclusion. It presents facts, examples, or data first. Please note down, these are the important points, allowing the readers to follow evidence before reaching the main point. This method is engaging and useful for creative or persuasive writing, but can be less efficient for readers seeking immediate conclusion. So, inductive reasoning, this approach starts with the specific observations, examples, and evidence and builds up to a conclusion. So it starts with the observations, evidence, or some kind of examples. Then it later it goes to conclusion. And here You show the details first, and your readers follow along until they see the main point at the end. This method is great for storytelling, and it allows the readers to follow the evidence before reaching the main point. This method is engaging and useful for creative and persuasive writing. That means this kind of method is very useful for storytelling or persuasive writing, because it keeps the reader more engaged. But at the same time, but it can be less efficient for readers seeking immediate conclusion. That means, however, it might not be best for readers who want to know your main idea right away, because you are traveling. It is like a journey through your content. Only at the end, your reader can understand what you really said in the main topic. So, first of all, it just starts with observations or evidence or some kind of illustrative examples. Then your ideas built with these kind of examples, and at the end, it leads to a conclusion. It is suitable for building up of writing like a storytelling, persuasive writing, but it is not efficient for a reader who are seeking for immediate conclusion. The next one is deductive reasoning. Deductive reasoning begins with a central thesis or main argument, which is then supported by evidence. The main point is stated upfront, and the subsequent details reinforce this thesis. This approach is efficient for scientific writing and skimming, providing clarity and directness, but lacking exploratory engagement of inductive reasoning. So, deductive reasoning is the opposite of inductive reasoning. And here you start by stating your main point or idea even in the first sentence. Then you present the evidence to support that idea. This method is clear and straightforward, and which can makes it perfect for a scientific writing when readers need quick information. However, it can feel less creative or engaging because everything is laid out in the beginning. Okay, so it is the opposite of inductive reasoning. And here, the in deductive reasoning, the central thesis or the main argument is introduced even the first sentence, and you can present the evidence, supporting details. All things are in the first sentence, or the first paragraphs are introduced. You got a clear-cut, straightforward idea in the from initial onwards, so readers can gather information quickly. However, you can feel less creative or less engaging because everything is laid out at the beginning. So both methods are useful depending on what kind of writing you are doing and what you want your readers to experience. And the next one is writing definitions. So, defining a key concept or defining something it is important is uh, uh, defining something, some concept is really important for academic writing. So, definitions help us to avoid misunderstanding with their audience and strengthen the quality of your arguments. So, in academic writing, clear definitions are crucial for avoiding misunderstandings and strengthening your arguments. So, a well structured definition includes three items: the term, class or category, differentiating details. The term includes the phrase or word that being defined. For example, uh, if you want to discuss something like a word like astronomy, you have to introduce the term astronomy is. That is the term that you want to introduce. That astronomy is. That is the term. Then class or category, the general class or type of the thing that the term belong to. For which category the term astronomy belongs to. For example, astronomy, it is a field of study. It's a field of study. That is the category that it belongs to. So the term astronomy, category, that is astronomy, it is a field of study. Then you have to differentiate the detail. Here, what makes the term unique within the class, or how this term is entirely different from other field of study or other class. That is, here in this session, you have to develop your concept. Astronomy, that is the term. Then the class, that is astronomy, it is a field of study. Then you have to differentiate. It is primarily concerned with the celestial bodies. So that is the differentiating detail. Astronomy is a field of study that deals with the celestial bodies. So formal definitions are necessary when a term is unfamiliar and has a specialized meaning in the context, or its origin supports the argument. Effective definitions enhance precision and clarity in your writing. For an academic writing, specific terminologies can be used. Maybe some words are not at all familiar to us. So in the case, you have to define your that particular term along with your category or class and its differentiating details. So through this method, you can avoid the vagueness in your writing. And the next one is writing descriptions. Good descriptions enhance academic writing. And good descriptions can make your academic writing come alive by vividly conveying details to engage the reader. To write effective descriptions, use strong words, incorporate sensory details, be concise, and study exemplary works. So, use strong words. That means precise language that creates a clear mental image. So, choose precise or choose the most suitable words that is suitable for that particular concept, and it creates a mental image. For example, the solution erupted into the fierce boil. The solution erupted into the fierce boil with the bubbles steaming up. Just a chemical reaction. Don't just say a chemical reaction was fast. Instead of saying a chemical reaction was fast, you have to use the solution erupted into a fierce boil. Then incorporate sensory details. For example, include descriptions of sounds, taste, then sights, and you have to introduce some kind of olfactory images to immerse the reader or to engage your reader in your writing. For example, if you uh, go through some kind of a particular place, you have to describe that vivid sensory images of that particular place. So through this method, reader can imagine and feel that kind of a particular sensation. For example, how Wordsworth defined daffodils through his poem. Then be concise. Use brief, impactful details to maintain reader focus, avoiding lengthy descriptions. Be concise. That means use your description sparingly. Use your descriptions in detail, not impactful detail, not overly detailed. Avoid lengthy descriptions, etc. Then study exemplary works. Means study how master writers can use the descriptions. Analyze how skilled writers can use the descriptions as seen in Grace Gatsby, The Cold Blood, to refine your descriptive abilities. How to describe things, how to describe a particular context, etc. So these are the writing descriptions. And next one is writing academic report. How to write an academic report. An academic report presents research findings with a structured layout. Every academic report has a particular structure. An academic report has an introduction, previous research, methods, results, discussion, and a conclusion. First, introduction. Here in the introduction section, it explains the research question. It provides an overview of the study and outlines the report's structure, the overall view of the structure. An introduction is concise in nature and it is around 10% of the total report. So, it includes a research question, it provides an overview of the study, it outlines the research structure, and it is all around 10% of the total writing. Then, you have to explain the previous research. That is, thus it summarizes the relevant studies to contextualize your work, highlighting how it builds on and differs from the existing research. So you have to go through literature review, okay, literary review or literature review. That is the another word for this. You have to summarize relevant studies related to your particular work And you have to highlight how your current work is entirely different from others. And the third one is method. It details the research process, including methodology for experiments or participant selection for surveys. And you have to use past tense. Here in the method, which type of methodology that you used? For example, experiment or survey method or some kind of case studies, or what kind of participants do you select for this study? All these things are discussed in the method section. And here you used to explain it in past tense. You have to note down methodology is always expressed in past tense. And result session. Here you present the data using tables or figures, emphasizing key findings without repeating all data. You have to use the methodology. Through methodology, you have to collect the data and analyze the data and put it in the sort out in tables or figures and to find out the without repeating the data. Then comes to discussion. It interprets the result, relates them to previous research, addresses limitations, and suggests improvements for further studies. So, with the help of your methodology and result, you have to interpret your result and you have to connect your result with your previous researches and addresses your research limitations and addresses your research contributions and suggest further remedial measures or further improvement in their particular study. And the next thing is conclusion. You have to summarize the key findings and implications, offering suggestions for future research. And here you have to avoid introducing new information in this scenario. And in the conclusion session, you have to summarize your whole findings and implications. And you have to connect your topic sentence with your key findings and offering suggestions to to future researchers. And here in this session, you have to avoid any kind of new information. And the last thing is formatting. Adhere to a specific style guide, MLA, APA, Chicago, for formatting citation. Okay, you have to adhere to the rules and regulations of every guidelines, every specific styles. For humanities and language students, you have to choose MLA. If you are a commerce student, you have to choose APA. If you are a history student, you have to choose Chicago. So, according to the discipline and according to the mode of writing, you have to select your specific style format. So, academic writing report is an important question. Maybe it will be asked as a 5 mark question. And the next thing is writing descriptive essay. Writing descriptive essay. A descriptive essay vividly portrays a person, place, thing, emotion, or experience using a rich sensory language. To write it effectively, you have to use a brainstorm, use clear language, select vivid language, engage the senses, share emotions, stay organized, focus on impactful details, and vary sentence structure and read aloud. So these are the techniques that we use for writing descriptive essay. So what do you mean by descriptive essay? Through descriptive essay, we have to vividly portray a person, place, thing, or emotion by using rich sensory details. So, first thing is brainstorming technique. So, what is brainstorming technique? You have to use a list of words and phrases related to the topic and focusing on the sentence, just like a sight, sound, smell, touch. Using the sensory experience, you have to point out, you have to list the words and phrases, include these kind of words and phrases. Just as in the stories of a Ruskin Bond, just as in the poems of a Wordsworth, we have to see these kinds of a sensory experience. Use clear language, choose precise words, and create strong impressions and avoid unnecessary details. So, you have to use very simple, clear, and precise language, and these kind of words can create a strong impressions. Avoid unnecessary words, just as in the essays of Francis Bacon. Okay, but in the same way, at the same time, Bacon's essays are not at all descriptive. The next one is a select vivid language. Opt for descriptive items that paint clear images like a stallion instead of horse and miserly instead of sheep. So you have to use a select vivid language. You have to paint a clear picture with using a selection of words. Then engage the senses. Describe how the topic looks, sounds, smells, tastes, feels to help the readers experience it vividly. Next one is share emotions. Convey your feeling about the topic to connect with the readers on an emotional level. That means let the reader know how you feel about the topic. Expressing your emotions helps the reader to connect with your writing on a personal level. So, a reader can connect to your writing with a personal level. And the next thing is you have to be stay organized, maintain a logical flow to ensure the reader gains a coherent and a lasting impression. That means make sure your essay flows logically from one idea to the next. This helps the reader to follow your description and understand the big picture that you create. That is what is called a stay organized throughout the content. And the next one is a focus on impactful detail. Here, you have to highlight the most striking aspects rather than trying to describe everything. That means highlight the most important and striking details about your topic. Highlight the most important and striking details about your topic. And don't try to describe everything. Focus on the parts that will make strongest impression. Focus on the most important thing. Never try to explain everything. Okay, and the next one is a very sentence structure. That means the mix short and long sentence to enhance the readability. You can use a mixing up of a short and long sentences. This keep your writing interesting and helps to emphasize important points. And next one is read aloud. When you wish to writing, read your essays out loud. This helps you to catch any mistakes and see if your description creates the emotional impact or you want. So, in order to understand whether your essay create a kind of emotional impact that you want to create, you have to read your essay aloud. So these steps will help you to write a descriptive essay that paints a vivid picture and leaves a lasting impact on your reader. So here in this session, it is an important one, writing a descriptive essay, how to write a descriptive essay. And the next one is argumentative essay, writing argumentative essay. An argumentative, next one is writing argumentative essay. An argumentative essay aims to present and defend a specific viewpoint using logic, evidence, and credible sources. Its structure and features includes introduction, body paragraph, and a conclusion. So, an argumentative essay is common in academic writing, and here you have to go through objective investigative topic and a clear position. An argumentative essay aims to present and defend a specific viewpoint using your logic, evidence, and using your credible sources. You have to use some kind of credible sources, just like government reports, academic reports, etc. So here it has a three parts introduction. An introduction captures readers' interest. It sets a context, a background of your study, and ends with a clear thesis statement. And it also outlining your central argument, what you try to argue throughout the paper or throughout your writing that is introduced in the introductory part. So it creates a grabbing, interesting introduction or some kind of a topic sentence, and it creates some kind of a context or background, and ends with a clear thesis statement. Then it comes to body paragraph. It includes at least 3 or 4 paragraphs, and that provides evidence, statistics, real world examples, expert opinions to support your argument, because your introduction ends with a strong central argument. In order to support your central argument, your body paragraph provides enough evidence, statistics, and real world examples, and provide expert opinions to support your argument. Some paragraphs should address and refute opposing views. And here in the conclusion session, you have to reaffirm your thesis, summarize key evidence, and ends with a strong closing statement. Such recommendations or call of actions, for example, you have to recommend some kind of suggestions. You have to recommend some kind of immediate actions to taken to avoid the emergency situation, etc. So these are the things are included in concluding paragraph. And the writing argumentative essay, it includes a specific viewpoint or logical point of view. And there are some kind of key features for the argumentative essay. It starts with a logical flow and cohesion. It consists of a logical flow and cohesion. It ensures that your ideas transition smoothly and supports the central argument consistently. Okay, your introductory paragraph uh, ends with a strong central argument. It has a strong topic sentence topic. So you make sure that your ideas are smoothly carried one by one and is smoothly supported by your central argument. And it creates a balanced perspective. Multiple, you have to present multiple viewpoints before asserting a well supported position. That means you have to incorporate multiple viewpoints through your research before taking your own steps. You have to deal your argument from different perspectives, and you have to demonstrate in-depth exploration of this issue. You have to go through the issue from different viewpoints. You have to develop multiple viewpoints, and through this method you have to create a balanced perspective. And the next one is professional language. Use academic, non-inflammatory language and back up claims with a solid data rather than a personal opinion. Never put forward your personal opinions. Never put forward informal language. You always use academic, formal type of languages in your academic writing. And extensive research. Base arguments on thorough research from reputable sources. That means you have to carry out your extensive research from reputable academic sources, from scientific theories, socio-political ideologies, analysis, then expert analysis, historical document, government documents, etc. That is called credible research sources. You have to use these kinds of extensive credible sources, reputable sources. And next thing is evidence-based support. Use specific, credible evidence to strengthen the argument, including data, expert testimony, and real-world examples. You have to include factual-based findings. You have to use the controlled studies. You have to include the field research studies. You have to use measurable data statistics, historical patterns. Always, whether any data you use is from specific credible sources. If you enjoy my class, please consider subscribing, liking, and sharing it with others. Thank you.